Well, good afternoon, everyone. You got the Bud Man from Hartung Family Farms. We're back in across the creek here, and we put this fence, I should say Darren and Nathan put this up. It's too hilly for me to walk, so I can't walk this. So they came up yesterday, I think, and they put this in real quick. So now we got to come back and weed whack this to keep that grass off of there. So that's what we're going to be doing here. So let's get at it. But we moved the fencer up there. It used to be back over in that post there, but Pat's got to come up and spray this yet. So he'll come in here. So what we're going to have to do is going to be kind of a nightmare. We're going to have to take the last 3 posts off, let the fence down, let him in, let him out, put the post back in. So it's going to be kind of a pain in the butt, but it's things you have to do to keep the weeds down in your crop. So beans are looking pretty good. There's not very many weeds in there. I mean, I can't see a lot. If you look down there, there's no weeds, no weeds, no weeds, no weeds, no weeds. One right there in the middle, but just along the side here is where I see them, on the edge. But this feels pretty good. So let's rock and roll. Okay, there it is. All the way down. Got a good cutting. All the way up. So now I'm going to walk way up there and turn that fencer back on and get out of here because it's hot out. As you can see, this shirt used to be dry, now it's wet. So okay, we're walked way up here at the other end. I'd like to get that shredder up here and shred some of these. I can't get in there with the tractors because it's too steep, but that shredder, that skid loader they got with the tracks should be able to get in there real easy. So anyway, reach in here. I can hear the tick, so must be going. I'm not going to touch it because that would hurt.
Okay, guys, it is that time of year again. It is July 2nd, and welcome to the John Deere Classic. So for those of you guys who don't know, I live in the Quad Cities. The Quad Cities every year hosts a PGA golf tournament. What the PGA stands for is Professional Golf Association, and John Deere is the title sponsor of said event in the Quad Cities every year. I usually like to volunteer because it's kind of cool that Deere is the title sponsor, the company I work for, and yeah. So always got a bunch of equipment sitting around. Biggest driver in the world. When they came out with that a couple years ago, that made a big stir. So not a whole lot going on here. A whole lot new, I should say. I'll have more time to stop at the equipment next or tomorrow when I get here, but pretty neat. Let's go watch some golf. I'm a big golf fan. For those of you guys who don't know, try to volunteer every year. If you guys are ever around here, stop at, feel free to say hi. I'm always wearing the straw hat that I've had for, geez, I don't even know how many years, long time. And they always give us new volunteer shirts every year. I'm one of the people that walk around with the cell phones with one of the groups that basically just say, hey, you know, John Rahm is hitting, or Phil Mickelson, or whoever. Basically, that's who's hitting. I'm the one who kind of keeps track of the scores. So those leaderboards right there are up to date within seconds of a hit. Look, all snazed up, got my radio, earpiece, and my walkie-talkie. And I got my cell phone that'll basically keep track of, you know, that's how I can input the scores and everything. It's kind of cool, all the data science and everything that goes into the Pro-Am type stuff. Back here the next day, had a great Pro-Am day yesterday. It was just kind of fun. Probably best pro I worked with was Alex Smalley. He was awesome. Him and his caddy were just real down to earth, real nice guys. So anyway, let's take a look at some of the equipment here. So we got a John Deere 510P series excavator. This is one of their bigger ones. Not their biggest. I think this is the biggest that Deere makes. If not, this might be a Hitachi made, because I know the 870 and the 600 series, I think, are for sure made by Hitachi over in Japan. But I forget what is the biggest one that Deere makes. Oh yeah, here we go. This one's made in South Carolina. So yeah, this is the biggest one that Deere makes. And the P series is brand new as of this year. I don't know a whole lot about excavators, but I think 510 means it's a 50-ton machine. So I mean, it's a big machine. This thing can dig a lot of stuff, or in this case, it can hit a golf ball. Like, this thing is huge. This golf ball is taller than me. Just go ahead and sit like that. I'm 6'5", so you guys don't know. This golf ball in T is probably at least 7 foot, maybe 8 foot. So pretty cool. Yeah, like I said, I don't know a whole lot about excavators, but I'd love to try one on the farm at some point, because we have a lot of fence lines that could use one of these things to spend 2 weeks. So yeah, world's biggest driver right here on a 50-ton excavator. I don't know how they even get this. Oh, they just built like a special adapter. And is this? Yeah, it's just plastic or something. And here's the biggest thing that I wanted to see. S7 900. So this replaces the 790. The S790 in model year 25 for John Deere combines. It's the biggest single rotor combine that is built. I believe it's a 610 horsepower machine, peak horsepower. It's got an HDF 45. They renamed them for this year. So it's a 45-foot draper. It's got the new reel system on there. It's like a cam reel. So it actually grabs, releases, and then flips over. Very similar to a Canadian competitor. It's got the new Deere rock trap, which actually does work really well. And this machine has the model year 25 automation. So it's got forward cameras right there and there. So it's got cameras looking forward. Has satellite maps that kind of predicts the yield. Has a new grain loss monitoring system, a new residue system. It has new grain quality cameras. All that fun stuff. So it's pretty cool. This is the stuff that I've been working on for the last couple of years. And they always know how to get these machines all shined up. Look at the sharp black. I love it. So yeah, this HDF45 is mainly a soybean cutting machine because the cutter bar will unlock and the wings will travel too. So these wings will flex up and down and the cutter bar flexes up and down. So pretty cool machine, tried and true. The S7s have been around. I mean, it's essentially the same platform as the 9750, just more horsepower, and kind of tweaking things every year to get an extra 2 to 3%. So, but I mean, for the most part, these things are very similar. Ooh, another thing, brand new for model year 26. Auto unload. So it uses camera to look into your grain cart to kind of gauge your pile, then uses machine sync to move the machine back and forth. Pretty cool. So like I said, these machines I know very well. For those of you guys who don't know, I do work at John Deere. I'm an engineer on combines. I've been a test engineer for the last 7 years, and I've enjoyed it. Obviously not full-time on the farm, but I don't know if I don't really share it too much, but I'm not afraid to hide it. Oh, another thing. This draper has got triple reel. So it's right over the hinge points because the hinge point is right there roughly. So better visibility and better ground following or cutter bar following. So pretty cool. Got a fellow buncher, 843 L2. This thing is massive. This is what cuts and stacks trees. So you actually have your cutter head right here. Just spins at Mach Jesus. Then these arms kind of help grab and stack so you can stack up 4 or 5 smaller trees. And they have wheeled fellow bunchers and track fellow bunchers. The wheeled fellow bunchers, obviously on the skidder chassis, because you can actually have it equipped with a fellow buncher head, or you could also equip it with essentially a claw to help drag trees out. And then you could also have a tracked fellow buncher, which is essentially an excavator line, or very similar tracked undercarriage as an excavator on a boom with that type of head. Then you got some other things here, a 334P, brand new skid steer, but look at all this tech on this. Got a camera system all the way around. It's got beacons and 4-ways up on top. This is like a road miller, I'm guessing. Yeah, it's designed by Workin. Yeah. Neat. And then we just got a couple of construction equipment. Not really nothing new with the 9RX platform, at least the baby 9RX. 9RX 590, you go up to the 640 until you get to the bigger frame 9RXs. They get up to 710, 770, and 830 horsepower. So yeah, pretty cool that they have this display of equipment at the John Deere Classic. Pretty cool. Like I said, the kids are always around, always taking pictures. And I love it because, like I said, it's a good sponsorship for Deere to get into, in my opinion, because they sell golf equipment. You can kind of see everything kind of maintaining the greens and everything like that is with all Deere equipment. So it's a good sponsorship for them, and I love it because I work here and I get the opportunity to volunteer here. Cool. Okay, signing off. I'm gonna go get my radio, suit up, and then let's get going. Also, just look at the coordination. They mow the greens every morning, and they actually mow it in 2 different directions. Pretty cool. Well, that does it for me here at the John Deere Classic. Let's go ahead and move on to some regular scheduled programming when I get back from St. Lucia, because wife and I are going to St. Lucia tonight. So I'll be gone for the next 8 days. See you guys when I get back. Probably looking at a John Deere spreader. Let's go. All right, hello everybody. So this was an auction that I was taking part in, as you can kind of see. So we have a John Deere F4 365 2018 model, over in Southwest Michigan. I was really interested in buying this until the very end. I went over and took a look at it. I apologize for not filming it. I honestly don't know why I didn't film it. But anyway, the problem that the problem with it was it had engine issues. It was burning about a gallon of coolant every day. And that concerned me because with it, I mean, they weren't sure where the coolant was going. They replaced the EGR. They replaced a couple other things. They weren't sure. I was concerned that it was going into the emission system, and that basically would completely screw that system over. So anyway, I probably was going to bid. I was bidding up on this thing until about 80,000, but it got up into the 90s, and I was like, it's not worth it for potential of engine issues. Even though it had everything that I basically wanted, except for the frame was a little bit beat up. It ended up going for 94,000. Well, we'll keep looking, but that might be the last of the maybe finding the last chance of finding a green one on the farm. I was really looking forward to it, but the green one's just so expensive. So we'll talk more about it in a future video when I go look at another yellow one. We'll see.
Hi, kitties. There's a little kitty. Hi, kitties. Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. You got the bud man. We're going to feed some cats and then jump in that tractor and get some shredding done. So let's feed the cats first. Okay, let's head down and do some shredding before we move the cows up. Sounds like Pat wants to move his cows up here sometime this week. So I want to get some shredding done down here, and then I'm gonna sort out I think he's got 5 or 6 cows over in that pasture there. So we'll have to sort those out, get those down below, and go from there. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna do some shredding. I think that corn's growing probably about 1.5 to 2 feet in the last 5 days. I mean, we've been getting some ideal weather here. It's been hot, which makes it grow. And we've gotten a couple showers. I mean, it's weird because last night at my house, which is directly probably straight east of here, about 1.5 miles by the crow flies, maybe 2 miles. I had almost 6/10 of rain last night, between 8 and 10 o'clock last night, and nothing here at the farm. But then there was a couple times last week the farm got 3 to 4 tenths 2 different days, and I got nothing over there. So it's kind of weird, but we're doing pretty good here. As you can see, the corn's really nice, and it's nice and green. So other than that, it's looking good up here in Jackson County. I hope everybody else is doing well out there. Okay, let's see if we can get this kind of cleared out a little bit. Okay, let's see if we can get this kind of cleared out a little bit. Low. Get across this crossing. Lots of shredding going on in here. Mulberry tree. You just don't know where the holes are at in this place, so you gotta be careful so you don't hit a hole. That'd be bad. There's a big old ditch right there. I wish that wasn't there so I could get over there and do it, but I can't. So I'm getting this done. And you see I'm not cutting it very short. So that way it'll grow back and the cows will have some good eating, but they don't like eating it when it's this tall. So if I cut it down, they'll eat it up. So we'll see what happens here. Okay, this little piece is done. So we'll go on to the next one. I'm gonna head down to the creek fishing hole now and grab a little bit down there. Hopefully by then Nathan will be here, so we'll find out if he's coming. Believe it or not, this here little pond used to be probably about a 4-foot diameter. So I had some guys come in about 3-4 years ago and dig this out, and now it's a nice little watering hole for the cows. So now we have a watering hole. This is spring fed here too, that's why. This is a good one. So we got one here, one up in the big hollow, and then one way up top where the pond pastures at. There's a pond there. So so this is a real good thing I had the Kemp boys do for me, and I would thank them for doing it. And we got posted here. Eventually I'd like to fence it off so they can only get in right there, but right now they have access to the whole thing. So down here by the fishing hole, trying to make a parking lot for the guys to see they're parking in here. We don't really want them in here, especially when the cows get here. We have a nice little parking spot here. Gotta be careful so I don't take the fence out. That'd be bad. I got enough to do than fix fence. See, this way they have a nice little parking spot here. Couple fishermen here right now. Looks like they even got a fish. Must have just caught him. Yes. Good fish. Okay, I'm on the other side of the creek now, so I'm gonna cut this down here, cut a little bit over here and up there. Make this kind of look nice, so that's my game plan today. So everything's looking good, so as long as we don't run into any deer sleeping in here. I know there's some ditches over here we got to watch out for, but we'll get this trimmed down nice so the cows have somewhere to lay at night. Okay, let's keep going. The butt man's at it. Anyway, round and round we go, cutting this pasture. It's looking nice. Sounds like I just got off the phone with Nathan. He's not coming up today. He's got to cut hay. Darren's transporting water, and so I want to get this cut because it sounds like they want to put cows up here sometime this week. They also got to come up and fix that stupid barbed wire or that electric fence over there because it's down. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm too old for that. Actually, I'm not too old. I just can't get around like I used to. So we'll get it done though, one way or another. But okay, we're going around in circles. You see it? Okay, we're going over the hill here. You can see it's. We should have actually baled this. God, that's disappointing. Then we got the east field over here, the west field over there across the creek, and we're baling and cutting this down. But like I said, I know it's going to be this thick. We should have baled this last week or 2 weeks ago, whatever. But live and learn. We'll do it for next year. Back and forth. We are going. Getting rid of all the multiple rose bushes, thorn bushes. Making it look nice. Looking good. Last pass on this section anyway, but I want to go way up top yet. I want to get that over there yet. So, bean field. Okay, we're up here by the west field. We got beans in this year. They're looking good too. Don't see a lot of weeds in it. A few. So he'll get up here sometime probably next week to spray this. But yeah, we're up here. I'm going to shred a little bit of this here. Kind of like deer hunting. These things get steeper and steeper every year, I think. Okay, I'm going to not do this whole thing. We're going to knock out these multiple rose bushes over here. I come across the dike there, come pretty easy. But I hate multiple rose bushes, so I'm going to knock these out. And call her a day over here. Nice looking corn there, that's the neighbors. Used to be able to run a four-wheeler from, that's our east field, Pat's east field over there, the beans. Used to be able to come down this ditch and come right over to here, but we can't do that no more because there's a big washout. So that needs to get addressed too and get fixed, hopefully someday soon, but we'll find out. I don't know. A lot of things need to be addressed, but it just takes time. We got so many things going on, but we're going to address this fence situation pretty quick, I think. It looks like an apple tree. Don't want to get too close here. I'll hit the fence, and we don't want that. You see, that's pretty steep. We're not going down that hill. Ain't happening. Got rid of all the multiple rose bushes on this side. There's no way I'm going in there or over there, so it's looking pretty good. I think we'll call her a day. Oh, it could rain too, I don't know. But, so, we cut it down kind of short, but kind of long. Because them cows don't like this long stuff. Then these little things get in their eyes and irritates them, so we cut it down. That's how pink eye comes about. So we got, hopefully, knock on rubber, we don't get a lot of pink eye this year. That'd be great. So, okay, I'm gonna get back in the tractor and head back. Okay, I'm back by the buildings now. And look at this, how this growing up. Holy tamale. So I'm gonna trim this down a little bit. I got about an hour. My wife called and said, or texted me and said, hey, we'll eat about an hour, hour and a half. So I'm gonna sit here and trim this up for about an hour, and then I won't get finished, but I'll get a big chunk of it. Because if I put cows in here, I won't be able to see them. So we're gonna trim it up good here, so. Lots of tall weeds, get rid of them. Mowing down weeds. I think it's gonna be 5-6 feet tall. Okay, this half is done. Looks nice. Ain't much over there, but I want to get some of the tall weeds out of there, so there's a ditch that runs through here. I gotta be careful about that too. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? Looks like we got a bale come apart over there. First crop, grass bales. They're cutting hay down there for second crop. It's gonna be a week or so before we get up here to cut this hay the way it looks. Let's take a look at the hay. Yeah, it's not even flowering yet, so we got a little time on this here. Probably another week, 10 days. Then we'll get it cut. Looks good though. Ooh. Okay, we got it pretty much trimmed down to where I want it. Now I can see green grass anyway. Good to go. Time to call it a day. Once again, you got the Budman from Hartung Family Farms in beautiful Jackson County, Iowa, ladies and gentlemen. It's beautiful. Okay, that John Deere is a pretty good investment we made. Ronald found that, by the way, so she did some good trimming today. What the heck's this? So, okay, we'll talk at you later.